One, two, one, two, one, two, three, four. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon. It is Thursday, May the 7th. I'm Bruce Leonard, of course. Thank you for tuning in to another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal. It's still legal today, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Things are happening rapidly. I don't even know where to start today because there's so much shit happening. Let's start with Kash Patel. Kash Patel. If you remember, the Atlantic wrote a story a couple weeks ago that said Kash Patel was drunk, and he was always drunk, and he was so drunk that they had to break down the fucking door to get him out of his hotel room. And Kash Patel immediately said, "This is bullshit story. It's not real." And he sued the Atlantic, right? But now he's ordering the polygraph testing of his security detail and all the people around him, about 20 people. And they're investigating the reporter who wrote the story. Now, if the story is not true, totally fabricated, right? Why is he investigating the reporter? And why is he polygraphing the people around him? This is shit that you hear at like 10, I said at Russia. I keep saying this over and over and over and over, and people don't seem to understand is they want to turn this country into Russia, a place where we worship Trump like they worship Vladimir Putin. And anyone who doesn't will be, what's up, Laura? How are you? Will be subjugated. Is the only word I could use to properly express what is really happening here. It is an authoritarian move for the FBI to be polygraphing their own people for a story. It's not even classified information. Rogan, what's up? How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Because it would be one thing if this was classified, sensitive national security information that got leaked, right? That happens all the time. And they go, we need to find out who leaked classified information, who endangered national security, right? But saying Kash Patel is drunk is not classified information, nor does it have anything to do with national security, except for the fact that he's risking national security by being fucking drunk. The word on the street is that he's paranoid and panicked that he's going to lose his job, which he should never had the job to fucking begin with. His only qualification for the job was that he wrote that children's book about King Donald and how he was being how there was a coup against King Donald. It's a book for children, by the way. To say that I don't even know where we are at this point. Right? And right before I came on, they're firing. Iran attacked some ships in the Strait of Hormuz. They say because we attacked them. Apparently there were some airstrikes in Iran. Now, whether it was before or after they attacked the ships, either way, they're attacking ships, we're airstriking, and they're still trying to say that there's a ceasefire. And they were saying yesterday they're gonna get a 1-page memo to stop this war. 1 page. I'm not kidding. When I saw that, I was like, there's no fucking way that that's real. But no, 1-page memo, stop the war. they say, oh, we'll talk about everything else later, which is what Iran put on the table 2 weeks ago. They said they would open up the strait and we could discuss these matters. And Trump said, oh, no, and he bombed him again or something. And then here we are 2 weeks later. And where are we? Okay. Oh, we're going to stop the war and talk about this later. Well, you could have done that 2 weeks ago. What the? This is the dumbest time period to be alive. We have all this technology. We have all this. I'm talking to you all over the world right now from my fucking basement with the most simplest setup, right? I can click and find out any information I want in the world right now on my phone. It's right in front of me, right? Right now, right? There is no excuse. AI is about to come online. The most incredible technology ever. People are going to get even dumber. AI will start doing everything for everybody and everyone. No one will have to think. That's what they want. Half the people don't think. Now, I often say on this show that I predict the future because it happens a lot. And I did it just the other day. Remember when I told you when the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act just a week ago? I told you what they're going to do in the South is they're going to redraw maps. They're going to split the black districts into, they're just going to extend the districts around them to absorb the black districts so that the black people in those districts now become the minority in each district and the white people can vote them out. Basically put black people in a box. Well, they already did it in Tennessee just today. 1 week it took them. They're going to do it in Alabama. They're going to do it in Georgia. They're going to do it in South Carolina. If you look at the map, it's the Confederacy, like I told you. I've been telling you. It's the Confederacy has returned. And they're back to put black people back in the box. And that's what they want. And that's what they're going to do. We deserve all of this. Every single, I mean, not you, not me, but every person lives in this country. The society as a whole. For being so fucking stupid. That that because you didn't understand how your government works, you allowed Donald Trump to appoint all these mega judges to the Supreme Court. And now that's what they're doing. These people are Heritage Foundation Confederates. They're there to gut every single thing that happened after the Civil War and during the Civil Rights Movement and put the black people back in a box. It's Jim Crow again, basically. And you allow it to happen. Trending Gaming says, yes, we need to die. I don't know about that. I mean, because I'm an American and I live here, I still hold out hope that there is hope that we can get back control of this situation. But I don't know about that. Because, like I said, you have to have a populace that's intelligent, smart, and we are not smart. This is a dumb country, one of the dumbest on the earth. I mean, look at us. We have allowed ourselves to become a clown show on the world stage, a fucking circus with the orange clown. It's like lies constantly. I heard somebody say yesterday when I was watching it. They said, "Oh, Iran, we can't listen to Iran. They're not trustworthy actors." They're like, "Oh, Donald Trump is." You can't trust Donald Trump. Can't trust a word comes out of his fucking mouth. I don't. The man lies constantly. He was saying yesterday, he heard this earlier today, I guess. He was like, "Oh yeah, Iran has agreed to all these things." He's like, "Oh yeah, they've agreed to give us the uranium and they've agreed to all these things." And then an hour later, the Iranians come out and go, "I don't know what the fuck he's talking about." because he lies. And how are you supposed to make a deal with a guy who lies constantly in public? No pushback from the media anymore. None. They just allow him to spew. They just take what he says and act like it's true. And you're like, there's never been a more untruthy person in the fucking history of the world. Yeah, John, we talked about that before. John says, Jon Stewart said, if we survive Donald Trump, we will truly be the greatest nation in the world. But then we did Trump the fucking sequel. Right. But in the first Trump, we didn't really get Trump because there was people there, like I said before, guardrailing him. Kamala Harris was completely right when she said that this time there will be no guardrails, and there aren't any, you see. Even the Congress has laid down and abdicated their responsibility to oversight the executive branch. Now, why is that? Because I told you before, it's because Trump has an iron grip on the Republican base, and the Republican base are the ones that vote in the primaries. So when you see what happened in Indiana, right? When he calls the dogs out, they go and vote in the primaries. In Republican primaries, only Republicans can vote. And only the most hardcore Republicans go to vote at the primaries. The only way to fix this problem without fixing the primary system of the Republican Party is for every single Republican, even the ones that don't support Trump, to go vote in the fucking primaries because they could have saved those senators. But they don't. Only the mega red hats come and vote in the primaries, and that's why all these Republican senators and congressmen won't stand up to him. Well, the ones who would won't for fear. But the other ones who are there are nutlickers that they put in there themselves. They are mega through and through. That's why it's uber surprising that Marjorie Taylor Greene has jumped the ship. Trending Gaming says, Modi is my friend. The Pakistanis, they're trying. But like I said, how can you negotiate? Just what happened the other day, right? He says, we're going to do this Operation Freedom. We're going to escort these ships through the strait. We're tired of waiting for it to open. And we're going to escort these ships ourselves, right? Then Pete Hegseth goes out there and gives a big, giant fucking press conference and says, we put a red, white, and blue dome over the strait, and everyone could safely pass through. Then Rubio comes out, gives a 45-minute, 1 hour fucking press conference and grilling where he actually answered questions. And what happened? Half hour later, Trump says, we're calling it off. How can you work for a guy? You know, all the work you just did was just wiped away. Right? What was the point of it? What was the point of going out there? And he's just going to say, well, whatever they just said, that's over. Wait, it's been 20 minutes. And then you find out why. Because the Saudis and the Kuwaitis said he didn't tell them what he was doing. Again, just like he did in the war, at the beginning of the war. He didn't tell anybody. He just does he's just doing whatever he does. And so even the Saudis were like, fuck off. We're like, because Iran immediately shot some missiles and drones at their neighbors. And you're not doing anything but poking the bear. Unless you're going to go in there and wipe them out. Like I said, he's at the point now where that's it. Right? Either you go in there and you wipe them out, you get rid of them. Or you're going to have to back off. Because this stalemate is not working for anybody. It's unbelievable. The fact that people can go on TV like they do and act like this situation is totally under control. Oh yeah, he's got a plan. It's like, what's the fucking plan? You tell me. I've been watching this kind of shit, my whole entire life. Like Ted Turner just died the other day. I think everybody remembers the Gulf War. That was really the birth of CNN and live cable news, where like the war was happening in real time on TV. Right? And Bernard Shaw and Peter Arnett and those guys were in that hotel in Baghdad, and bombs were dropping. You could hear the bombs, and you could see the camera shaking and shit. And they were describing what was going on in real time. It was just like when they put on MTV. You're young enough to remember the very first day they turned on MTV. It was mesmerizing. No one had ever seen this before. Videos with music. Your songs come to life on the screen, and people stood there. And I remember vividly, we sat there all day and watched the same 12 videos over and over. At least 3 or 4 times. Because you were just like, wow. And it was the same with CNN when the war was going on live TV. You're like, whoa. Those were moments that really changed the world. Everything changed. Music changed that day when MTV came on, and same as the news changed that day. Because before that, remember, you had to come home at 6 or 11 to get the news. It came on like twice a day. And you missed it, you didn't know. That's why people still read newspapers. Erdl Addiction says AI democracy and economy infrastructure is the plan. Yeah, well, what's AI democracy? Have you read that Palantir manifesto thing? They're not interested in democracy whatsoever. They want an oligarchy the tech oligarchy where they control you. And that's where we're headed if people don't fucking get their heads out of their ass. Because this is way far down the road. I heard a thing the other day. They said in Russia, they already have AI kill chains where people aren't even involved. Now, you have an AI system that picks targets, that has access to drones or weapons, and the AI decides when it's going to attack and kill people with nobody involved in this situation. Now, I don't know about you, but that's how you get the fucking Terminator. Exactly. Ertile addiction is an unmanned leadership is what it means. No, but that's what I'm saying. Skynet. That's what it is. What's funny to me is that these people like Theo and them, they think they can control this. It's just like I said the other day about the fucking the Dark Knight Rises, that scene. It's a very poignant scene where the guy who was funding the whole thing and set the whole thing up and set himself up with Bane and them. But Bane comes in, just takes over, right? And then the guy's like yelling at him, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what? I'm in charge here." And then Bane grabs him by the neck and slams him on the wall. Goes, "Oh, do you feel like you're in charge?" Then that's where we're at now. That's what the AI is going to do to us. It's like, yeah, you built it, you created it, but you think you can control it? Like once you give it that level of power? Are you fucking serious? The very fact that these people are so smart to build this stuff, but so fucking dumb that they don't see the possible consequences of their own action. Right? Is Peter Thiel that fucking desperate to fucking, like I said, eliminate all colored people and make white people superior to everyone on earth, that he would secede his own power to a fucking machine? Maybe that is the plan. Maybe they tell the machines to kill all the people of color. But save us white people. But, you think that's going to work? Even if you told it that. It's an AI machine, right? That can make decisions for itself. You don't think that sooner or later it's going to realize that the white people suck too? It's just like the fascism. The Trumpers and all them, they think that none of this is ever going to swing back onto them. They think that they're safe because they think that they're in the club, right? Because they're white. They're safe, and the machine is there to protect them for the colored peoples, like. But once you make a machine like that, it's going to come for everyone. Eventually, it's coming for you. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow. It might be after they eliminate all those other people, but then they'll start swinging around on you. And they'll be like, hey, wait a minute. I was in the club. I got the hat. It's like dragging them up. It's like the fact that people can't see this coming has happened over and over and over and over and over throughout human history. And you just keep going down the same road, doing the same shit. It's even worse now. Like I'm so glad I chose not to have children. Because like I said, this this world is going to rapidly come apart. I mean, it already is in some ways. I mean, lots of ways. Now, in Tennessee, like I said, they redrew their map, and they did exactly what I said they were going to do, which is they just extended all the districts around them, and then they absorbed Memphis, and they cut it into 3 parts. Why? To suppress the black vote, which is hilarious because the Supreme Court's reasoning for doing this was racism is over it. Racism's so over that it only took them 6 days to draw a new map to put the black people down. And it just happened to be a coincidence that all 6 of those Republican judges were at the big soiree dinner with the king. None of the liberal justices, only them. And they said, "Oh, we're not political." Really? Historically, only the Chief Justice or somebody goes there, one judge, to represent the court itself. But that's it. But they invited all 6 of those Republican judges, and all 6 of them went. And less than a week after that, they gave him this ruling to gut this. This is all Project 2025. Remember, Trump said he didn't know nothing about. He only has the author of it. It's a special advisor, Russell Vought. The guy you never see. Yeah, I think that's pretty funny too, huh? You ever notice that? You don't ever see Russell Vought. You don't ever see Stephen Miller anymore either, do you? They're all hiding in the back, but they're all running the show. I mean, Trump, of course, is running the show, but those things that are specifically Project 2025, like the mass deportations and the project to gut the voting rights of all fucking minorities in this country, those the Russell Vought and Stephen Miller's brainchilds. So Trump just lets them do their shit under the radar. And you know that they're only stop doing the mass deportation shit because the midterms are coming up. As soon as the midterms are over, they're going to rev that back up. They're going to be right out back in the street. ICE. No. I mean, ICE is still out there, but not like they were. Like mass in force. And they're writing laws now even to give them more and more money. I don't think that people really understand like how much trouble that we are in this country. Like we are really in trouble. Meanwhile, he's doing everything he can to, like I said, they're redrawing all these maps. I got an idea. How about you just have ideas that people might want to vote for? It's just like I've been saying all this whole time. None of these fucking shitbags give a fuck about you or me. None of them. All they care about is power, getting it, holding on to it, enriching themselves as much as they can, and suppressing you and putting their ideology onto you by force if necessary. And that's where you're at. They don't care about democracy. They don't give a fuck about Just like Utah. Hundreds of people came out of Utah because that asshole Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank is getting into AI now, and he's building a data center. He wanted to build a data center in Utah, and hundreds and hundreds of citizens came out to the thing to protest. They didn't want that. And what happened? They closed the doors on those people, and they voted it in anyway. Why? Because they don't give two shits about you. It's all about these billionaires and these rich people and all these fucking people that live off of those people. It's a machine. It's been proven. That woman that left Elon Musk that had the kid, remember that? They were having a feud on X about the kid, right? She was a big-time mega influencer. Well, she's woken up now, and just like Marge, and she's saying exactly what it is. It's a machine. They pay people to post that shit online. They get money. They get, like I told you before, they get marching orders. They get a script. They get told what the talking points are for the day, and then they get a check. People like Benny Johnson and all these people, they run out and they do it. They do and they say whatever they told them to say. It's no longer about like a debate about your life and the best governance of this country and what's best for all the people. It's nothing like that. It's a machine. It's a brainwash propaganda machine that is designed to brainwash people into thinking that their neighbors are their enemies and that the only people that can save you are these fucking fascists. And to be safe from them, you got to give up your rights. It's like, people have bought into it. Hey, Jimmy, what's up? Yes, they have rooms full of people in India posting Trump shit. Or there was another thing I saw where it's like 5 different accounts posting the exact same thing. So it's bots too. Here it is. It's a picture of. Oh, wait. There you go. Same account. Looks exactly the same. Same pictures. Pretty girl. Cynthia Perry, 24. Morgan Bryn, 342. Briley Bishop, 091222. Penguin, 8970781. They're all the same. I am pro-ICE, pro-military, pro-law enforcement, pro-Trump, pro-life, pro-Charlie Kirk, pro-voter ID, pro-accountability. And they spread this all over all the platforms. And make people think that there's all these people out there who who support this. When you look at the polls, it's like 30%. Remember when I told you it's a cult? How do you know it's a cult? It's about 30% of this country. How do you know that? Well, here's a simple question. It's like, what's your reaction to Pope Leo urging peace and rejecting war, which is a classic tenet of the Pope, right? Being anti-war, right? I thought that was a Christian tenet of the Christian faith, right? Positive, 66%. Negative, 30%. 30% of people have a negative outlook of the Pope because he's against war. Why? Because it's Trump's war, and it's a cult. It's 30% of people who are diehard mega. It's just like Germany. They will die with Donald Trump. If Donald Trump told them to walk over a cliff, they would walk over a fucking cliff. Because these are brainwashed people who are in a cult. These are the people of January 6th, et cetera, et cetera. 30%. You think a little less than 1/3 of your country is a brainwashed fucking cult of fascists and racists and pieces of shit. Ertl Diction says you would be kin to design your own AI template that contributes to the economical hierarchy. What is that supposed to mean? No. I don't believe that at all. I believe, like I said, that we're going to unleash this AI before we fully understand it. It's going to come. It's like every fucking monster movie or bad movie you've ever seen. Or every book you've ever read about, We're about to live through it. Like I said, when you see the Terminator back in the day, and you go, oh, that's a good story. And no way that would happen. Jimmy Myers says, I got gas yesterday. The pump said I am Claus and hit me in the face with a stick. Hey, Tabir, I can't read whatever language that is. Was that German? Erdiction says, why? Why what? First of all, they said that 20% unemployment is a conservative estimate for what AI will do. It's going to wipe out jobs all over the place. So what happens to those people? How do you live in a society where 20 to 30% of people are unemployed? We already have millions of homeless people in this country. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. There's no systems or safety nets for these people. There is no plan for what happens when millions of jobs get wiped away by AI. And Kevin O'Leary last night talking about bullshit, talking about, well, what the guy said, well, what happens to he said, oh, you don't got to go up the ladder at Target anymore. They just drop it off your house with a drone. And then you go, well, and the guy goes, well, what happens to the guy in the ladder? Whoa, he learns how to fly drones. Like, no, he doesn't. What do you think AI is for? AI is going to fly these drones. They're going to get rid of all the people. Don't you get that? Now, who do they think is going to buy this shit that they're flying to people's houses with AI when no one fucking works? You tell me how that works. There's so much of it that they don't, all they do is look at money, charts, and stocks, and how could they make a bunch of money? They're betting on the war, for Christ's sake. Another person dropped a fucking $90-something million bet right before Trump said that they were going to have that one-page memo. And what happened? Oil price dropped. Poof. Guy made fucking millions. We're off the chain. Like John says homeless aren't even recorded as unemployed. Yeah, exactly. I've always said that too. They say the unemployment rate is such and such. It's like, dude, there's 1 million people laying on the sidewalk that they didn't ask. Are you looking for a job? It's like that number is always at least, I mean, conservatively, at least 2% percentage points higher if you counted all those 1 million homeless people. They don't count those people because it's like a black hole. You get homeless. You become homeless in this society. You're totally forgotten about. This is a soulless society we live in. I mean, really. Jimmy says it's a depression either way. Yeah, exactly. What happens to those people? That's why Musk was on TV or talking about, well, we should probably come up with the universal basic income because why? Because these people are going to try to kill you, right? That's why. It's like millions and millions of them. Have you noticed that the undertone of the rich people's conversation? This guy said the other day, this rich guy's billionaire, he said, when I hear people say tax the rich, it feels just like a racial slur. Really? I find it odd that, like I said, these people that don't want to pay taxes will spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars buying politicians so they don't have to pay taxes when they could have just paid taxes. Rather than pay taxes and see other people be helped with the money, possibly. Right? They'd rather give all their money to politicians to write laws so they don't have to pay fucking tax. Jimmy says, that's why I have one of the most secure jobs in the country. It requires a state license, power plant engineering. Yeah, but you don't think that AI is coming for that too, eventually? You don't think if they could hook an AI up to the power plant, they wouldn't get rid of you? You really think that? Because I don't believe that at all. They're going to replace as many people as they can. They already said it's going to decimate the legal industry. Because all these law firms that have law clerks and people that go through paralegals, et cetera, that go through all these cases and shit, like AI could do it in seconds, minutes. It would take a team of human beings to go through all this stuff. So right there's thousands of jobs gone. And good paying jobs too. Not these are white collar jobs. These aren't just like, oh, they're gonna take the factory floor job with the robot. Like, no. You're talking about highly skilled, college educated work. And AI can go through all these case files and all these things and prepare something for the guy. Bang! One day, where it would take, it might take his team a month. Although, of course, it's done by a machine, so there will be no reasoning or thought, put behind the way they're doing it. It's just cold calculated. Here's all the case precedents, blah, 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 there you go, bang. In the meantime, like I said, a whole staff of paralegals and law clerks, et cetera, gone, out of business, decimated, done. No, these are, so I don't, Jimmy, I wouldn't sit there feeling all safe. Because like I said, you don't think that if they're going to put AI in charge of logistical weapons systems, you think that they wouldn't fucking turn it onto a power plant? Yeah, Laura. Charles is a paralegal. Exactly. And this was just something that I had heard. That they were talking about it on the radio, and I was reading some stuff. And they said that's one of the biggest fields that they see right now that will get decimated is the legal field, because the guy that owns a law firm, all the real lawyers, they won't need all them people anymore. They just feed all their case files into the AI. And the AI will go through all the information and spit out everything they need. And you don't need the human beings anymore. I mean, this could happen, like I said, within the next decade, maybe. I don't know. The guy said, that was on the radio talking. He said he helped make this AI shit, right? And he said it's incredible how fast it is advancing. He said when he first did it, when he first started using it, it didn't work very good. It started getting better, and then all of a sudden, bang! AI needs power to work. Yes, but you don't think that the AI itself will come up with some kind of contingency to make... You're talking about giving AI access to all the information on the planet, right? You think they can't make their own power source at some point? They have robots. Once you have an AI, AI runs a factory, right? Factory makes robots. Now the AI is making its own robots, right? It's just like Ultron, where then Ultron starts making copies of itself, and then soon there's an army of them. It's just like the Terminator. Once it can make robots or humanoid robots that can do tasks and build things, the AI can build anything at once. Ertl Diction says, have you heard Maxwell Chickambuzo? No, I have not. Please enlighten me. That's why, and thank you for watching the show. And like I don't sit here and say I know everything about it. I just observe what's happening. He says AI has a weakness. What's the weakness? Everything has a weakness. It's like the thermal exhaust port in the Death Star. That doesn't make the Death Star any less dangerous. Jimmy says replacing a power plant engineer is like replacing a firefighter. It's never going to happen. Really? You think when they have robots, humanoid robots, to have all that can do everything a person can do, can walk around, can use tools, can do all that stuff, that That they won't replace firemen with robots so people don't get killed fighting fires. Now, it sounds benevolent, doesn't it? You're like, oh, well, that's good. It's a dangerous job. If it's, yes, yeah, but it's it's taking people. There's got to be a line where you're like, okay, we can't replace everything with robots and AIs. It's not going to work because what happens to the fucking people? Meanwhile, they're saying we need to have more babies. Hey, Real Lane, no problem, dude. I'll always reply to your email. If you email me, I will reply. It's like, it's not like I'm some fucking superstar that's too good to talk to people. I'm just a regular person. And even if I did become a superstar, I have lots of money. I'll always be a regular person. I was telling Laura that there, David. I was telling her my life story. She didn't believe me. It was so fantastical. She was like, "Oh, you're making fun of it." Jimmy says, "No, no one will ever trust that because of how dangerous power plants are." What are you talking about, dude? They're talking about closed autonomous weapons systems. Ain't nothing more dangerous than that. Erdo Diction says, Maxwell has created an unlimited power source through radio frequency. You know, like Tesla. You don't need Nikola Tesla, not fucking Elon Musk. You don't need energy to circulate in order to recharge. Your object is always charged, never in between or less. Laura says, I just saw robots going on to save an accident to go in for the humans. Yeah, in Ukraine, they're using robots now to deliver goods to soldiers in trenches. They have robots with guns on them. I've seen them. They look like the Terminator. It's like tank tracks and guns on them, and they going into the front line of Russia, just shooting people. Erdo says Jimmy knows. Jimmy knows what? I think you guys underestimate just how much these people don't give a fuck about you or me. Like I said, or any of that. King's Gamers. I'm glad you came up with the original material. You know, I gotta say, it's been a week or two now since somebody called me a Jew, and I'm glad for that. She says, so that's AI's weakness. What's that? I don't understand that. Because you said it's unlimited power source. That doesn't seem like a weakness. Yeah, but so could fucking autonomous weapon systems, Jimmy. Using that as a benchmark. What if you hook up the autonomous weapon systems, right, with closed loops, kill loops, with AI controlling these things? And then the AI decides. Erdo Diction says unlimited power source to civilization. But what does that mean? That's what Nikola Tesla was trying to do. He wanted to make a power source that everyone could use for free. That's why Edison fucked him over. He's like, what do you mean free? It's capitalist. You know, there was a it says make it King's Gamers. Why do you think I'm evil? What if I said it's evil? Jimmy says, what I'm saying is a power plant explosion could kill 30,000 people easily in any city in the United States. For sure. Sure. But like I said, so would fucking... You don't think the AI knows physics? Jimmy? I mean, I'm not dogging on you. I'm just like Tucker Carlson. I'm just asking the questions. It's like, you really think if they were hooking up an AI to military weapon systems, you think that they would balk at hooking that up to a power plant or anything else if they could get rid of your $150,000 a year job? Really? You think that? You lived in America your whole life? These capitalist fucks that only think about money? They don't think about safety or any of that shit. They don't fucking care. And I read now that this is true. This is really happening, right? Because of this demand for oil, they turned all the pumps up to super mega. King's Gamer says, because I laugh like Lucifer. I've always had a weird laugh. Jimmy says, I get it, but right now there's discussions about shielding power plants from the internet. Yeah, well, I think that's more about hacking and other countries attacking in from the outside. But they have a closed-off AI system to run that place that's not connected to the internet. Once they come up with that, you think that they would balk at putting that on there so that they could eliminate your job? Let's say what you said the other day, you make $150,000 right a year, right? So let's say I'm going to guess that there's more than one of you who are doing this job, right? So let's say there's 4 of you on every shift. Let's just theoretically, right? So now you're talking about $600,000 a shift, 3 shifts, 6 to so $1,800,000, almost $2 million, right, a year for the employees. You think that if they could hook an AI up on that and get rid of the $2 million expenditure, that they wouldn't do it? You really believe that? I'm not saying they will or won't, or that there's plans to do it. I'm just asking you. Jimmy says the national board will never trust the internet or AI, and our licenses required written and verbal examinations. Yeah. Again, when the AI, right, Jimmy, that's like that test Trump takes with the squirrel and the giraffe and the the very fact that the president of the United States on television in front of other people is talking about a dementia test like it's some kind of fucking super IQ test, and because he passed it means he's a super genius. And people think that this is acceptable. Tells you how far off the cliff we are, bro. I think that you have a rosy outlook if you really believe that they wouldn't replace you with AI if they could, or when they can, because eventually it's gonna get so good that they could. What are people gonna do? We were talking about that with Julia because she's a custodian. Hey, Kings, I didn't say Democrats were good. You know, obviously you don't watch this show because the system is broken. You got fascists on one side, and you got a bunch of other fucking unorganized fucks on the other side, and they don't know what to do. And they don't have any fucking real plans. And they're not really left, you know. The more I watch, the more I realize I'm way farther left than the Democratic Party. Now, I'm not no card-carrying communist or anything like that, but I said I'm all for universal health care. I'm all for, it should be, how's this? It should be illegal for the president's sons to invest in a drone company and then get millions of dollars government contracts from their fucking father, who's the president of the United States. That should be illegal. But that actually happened because we're off the fucking chain. King says just make an AI president of the U.S. already. Right, President Ultron? Jimmy says all steam turbines have a manual trip for the speed governor by national law. You never seen 2001, A Space Odyssey? Obviously. I mean, I would believe from talking to you on this show that you have. But if you haven't seen it, there's a scene where he asks the AI, I need you to do something. And the AI goes, I'm sorry, I can't do that. You don't think they can turn off this? That the AI couldn't disable the kill switch or do whatever it wanted to do. And this is the problem. You're talking about something that people don't fully understand, for one. And for two, you're talking about a natural thing, right? They say the AI learns. The AI adapts, right? Well, if that's true, then how do you control that? At a certain point, even if you had controls on it, if the AI learns and adapts, even if it learns all that you have a control on it. King's Gamer says, what the hell is Mossad doing on your country? I don't know, sir. I mean, obviously something. They talked Trump into this war. That's like that nobody seems to have any idea how they're going to get out of. Oh, God. Here's Trump's war. This is Terry Moran. If you remember, he was fired by ABC News. Now he's on Substack. But he says his own CIA is telling policymakers Iran can outlast the U.S. naval blockade for at least 3 to 4 months, retains 70% of pre-war inventories of missiles and launchers, and has reopened most underground storage facilities and still has the uranium. Then Trump's already said, we've won this war 10 times. We won. Yes, Jimmy's right. It says America no longer has allies. Israel is about all they got left. Yeah, exactly. Even the Saudis turned on him today, yesterday, whatever. And the Kuwaitis. But now they said that today I see the thing on Sky News that said, well, Saudi Arabia has agreed. I guess they talked. I'll believe it when I see it. And even the operation itself is ridiculous. Because just because you're claiming that you're going to escort ships to the Strait doesn't mean that Iran won't fire on them. And you think that these ships, these companies got billions of dollars in these ships and billions of dollars worth of oil on the ships, that they're going to take the chance because Donald Trump said it's safe? You fucking kidding me? This is a clown show of epic proportion. And I said, why are we here? Let's go all the way back, right? Right? How did this occur? Right? Iran was under the Obama deal, right? They had uranium enriched to about 60%. They were using for civilian purposes, they said. They had inspectors, had everybody there. They had 60%. They were holding them at 60% enrichment with massive monitoring. King's Gamer says Iran is kind of fucked up. Also, Israel's agencies are developing some kind of satellite AIs to make automated protocols with funding of the U.S. Yeah, exactly. No, but that's my point is this AI is everyone's rushing to just put it out there. I'm just asking questions. I said like Tucker Carlson. I'm just trying to think, Stuart, of what the people who currently run the fucking military. Yeah, I do. You think I'm smarter than Pete Hegseth? Yes. Have you seen these fucking people? Now, you're not listening, Stuart, to what I was about to explain. Here's why we are where we're at, right? Because Iran was under that agreement. They were enriching uranium to only 60%. They were being monitored 24 hours a day with inspectors on sites. Trump didn't like that deal because it had Obama's name on it. So what did he do? He tore it up. Oh, we're out of the deal. So what happened? Iran enriched their uranium up to 90%. Right underneath the threshold to make a bomb. Right? Which they wouldn't have done if he wouldn't have torn up the fucking agreement. Right? And then he's like, well, we can't have a weapon. We're going to bomb the shit out of them. And he bombed their place, right? 6 months ago. He said, we totally obliterated. Which the things I just read you tell you that's a fucking lie. Right? It wasn't obliterated, my friend. Right? Which is why I had to go back again. But then Netanyahu convinced him, oh, we just kill all the leaders. They'll collapse. So he fell for that. He did that. Well, then they closed the Strait of Hormuz, which was open before this happened. Okay? So every single thing that's happened is a result of dumb fuck, bumblefuck decisions by Donald Trump. Period. Point blank. And even if he solved these fucking problems, these are problems he made. And you know that the worldwide nuclear treaty expired, and nobody's doing anything about that. So now it's legal for countries to make nuclear weapons. You think after this, that everyone's going to want to do it when they realize that any lunatic can take control of the United States military, just start bombing the shit out of their countries for nothing because they don't feel good that morning? Or because Netanyahu asked them to? Jimmy says, how do you convince the party to do something? They've been saying they want to do that for the past 40 years. Right, exactly. Exactly. Ertl Diction says, remember the first hit. What first hit? When Trump attacked Iran? Like I said, they only had 90% uranium because he tore up the fucking deal and they kicked all the inspectors out. You don't get credit for solving problems that you fucking created. That's like lighting your house. Oh, please stop with that. Some bullshit. That's not what happened. They unfroze a bunch of assets that they had frozen in the banks. That was the Iranians' money. It was a gesture of good faith that would allow them to allow the fucking inspectors into their country and monitor them 24 hours a day, which is what they did. They were there until Trump tore up the deal. So don't come with this bullshit right-wing talking point. When he was hit. And maybe one thing if you had something to say, but like that's some Fox News fucking bullshit right there. It's like, don't come on here and just start regurgitating the things that you said. If you're more than welcome to talk, Stuart, but please say your own thoughts. That's like the script that they give the fucking like I said, Ralph, I'm not voting Trump. This show is completely about pointing out what a clusterfuck this is. Because it is. He says, so why are you guys voting Trump? And it's mean like digging your own grave by your own shovel. What the fuck has happened to you Americans? Yeah, exactly. They're racist. That's why. Don't you get that too? The other part of Trumpism is a mission to erase everything that President Obama ever did and to forget that black man was ever elected president. And if you don't think that that's part of it, you're Jimmy says rhino's running like a chicken shit away from a chihuahua, screaming it's a pit bull. No, I said, here's the deal. The Republicans, even the rhinos that may not want to go along with it, they have to keep their mouth shut or Trump will primary them out of their seats. They have to vote with Trump or Trump will primary them out of their seats. And you see in Indiana the other day, if he sicks the dogs on a primary, you will get primaried out of your seat. I think 5 out of 7. Yes, it is bullshit. Oh, he says, you mean in the ear? But somehow his ear is totally fine. It's hit with an assault rifle bullet. And no scars. No, again, I'm not sitting here saying I don't like to speculate, and I can't say, but I do say this. It's very strange to get shot in the ear and have no scar whatsoever. He's talking about Charlie Kirk now. What does that mean? 2 attempts where Kirk's former wife was. Where do you think the third will be? No one's tried to kill her. She dropped out of some places, said there was threats, but it was because there was low ticket sales. That ain't no shit. Was no threats. Of course, you might think that, online person 100. That's a sick, sad thing to even say. And you are the reason why we're in this situation. The whole world. And then nobody can. Jimmy says mass shootings happen all the time in America. They only give a shit when it costs them money. King's Gamer says, well, Trump is that kind of person who kills everyone to be the one who survives. Not the one who makes himself tougher to survive. Right? John says, I got a scar on my arm from a 22 from 40 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I said, something fishy about the whole thing. You don't see Evander Holyfield's here? He's got bit by Mike Tyson, but still fucking there. Still a big scar on his ear. Right? Trump gets hit with an assault rifle bullet in the ear. Ear's perfect. And the way the whole thing went down. The way that the Secret Service brought him up to his feet and then held him on the stage so he could do that thing for the fucking camera and get fucking pictures and fight, fight, fight. When they didn't know there's other shooters. They didn't know anything. He's let him, the protectee just stand there in the most exposed place. Erdo Dixon says, I got a scar from my brother hanging himself, but where's my parade? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Erdo. I'm sorry about that. Seriously. From one human being to another, that's awful. Jimmy says, well, it's like Deadpool, but in his case, it's shit pool. Exactly. It's just unbelievable because tonight I'll turn this off and I'll go upstairs and there will be people on TV acting like Donald Trump is a genius, he's got all this figured out. And that's the most mystifying part to me. Like I said, there's 30% of people in this country that will walk over a cliff if Donald Trump told them to walk over a cliff, who would drink the Kool-Aid. Literally, like the Jim Jones cult, if he told him to. They're that brainwashed and into it. And that's why I don't think there's much hope for us. Because that, like I said before, even when Trump is gone, that brainwash machine ain't going away. That's the one thing the right wing is good at. Well, yeah, Jimmy, they had to be massively voted out, but they don't understand. King's Gamer says having 4 Israeli secretaries for pleasure isn't cool. Well, no shit. Dude, this is no shit. This guy was running, right, for Congress in Ohio. Crawled in bed with his daughter. With the erection. Admitted to it. And they still voted for it. Damn, Erdo, I'm sorry. Did he succeed? Eventually? And again, I'm sorry for that. John says, how can such a massive lie even exist? No, if you just watch Trump talk. See, but you got no reason for it, Stuart. Because you're one of the people I'm talking about. You're a brainwashed cult member. You can't even tell me why. Look around you. You think that the Republicans had this all under control as you go and spend $150 to fill up your fucking truck or whatever, as your mom's getting squeezed and cut off of health care. You think that they said credit card debt is an all-time high. The fucking deficit just surpassed the GDP. First time since the 1940s. And you're sitting here telling me vote fucking Republican. And you won't even say why. Because trans people might play sports. What, Jimmy, you would tell me? I never told you how to vote. I never tell anybody how to vote. I mean, I say please vote the Republicans out of office, but I'm not telling you to do that. You know, I tell you that this shows. I'm not here to tell people what to think or how to think. I'm just here to express my opinion, and have a debate if you'd like to have one. If Stuart would like to tell me, Stuart says that's the dumbest fucking shit ever. Then why don't you address why they're high? Because your fucking dear leader's a fucking dumb fuck who bumblefucked himself into a war, and which means he bumblefucked us all into a war, spending $1 billion a fucking day that we don't have, running up a deficit that your fucking children and your grandchildren will have to fucking pay for. King's Gamer says, man, you got balls of steel for saying these facts straight on YouTube without any hesitation. Well, thank you, sir. Or are you talking about him or me? I can't tell, King's Gamer. You came on here. I can't tell if you like me or you don't like me. You stayed here, so. Erdo Diction says, if the occult could tell you why all this pain proceeds is because Lucifer felt left out from high kingdoms, a black shit feeling, and you ask yourself what went wrong. What went wrong is God turned off the phone. I said that a bunch of times. You ever read the Bible? The first half of the Bible, God spends a lot of time coming down here trying to convince people to not be such fucking shitbags. And he talks directly to people and gives signs and does all kinds of shit. Right? And somehow, in the middle of the book, God just hung up the phone, stopped talking to people. Then he said, well, send my son down there. And what we did, we killed him and hung him up on a cross. And then he was like, well, fuck these people. And he stopped talking to us altogether. If there is a God, he abandoned us long ago. That's what I'm saying. It's up to us to figure this out. People keep trying to lean on some imaginary fucking God that this is all part of some grand plan. Well, that plan sucks. If this is all part of the plan. Thank you, Kings Gamers. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I like you too. I'm glad that you hung out all day. Like I said, because I'm not here to tell people what to think. I'm not here to tell people they should vote. No, they just, King's Gamer, the courts just threw his tariffs out again. Right before I came down here, I didn't even get to that part. Remember the Supreme Court said his tariffs were illegal, right? So then he came back out like a week later and said, well, I put this tariffs on him for using this other law. And then the appeals court today said, you can't use that law. Well, you haven't said a goddamn thing, Stuart. Where's all this knowledge you say you got? He's a fucking physics, electrical engineer at a power plant. The fuck do you do, Stuart? You haven't done anything except fucking spew some shit you heard on Jesse Waters. You know, please tell us how you think. You say you got more knowledge than you picky, then how come you're not displaying it? I'm always curious about people like you. You say that all the time. You act like, oh, I'm so smart. And then you ask you to say something. And I said, you just say whatever you saw on Sean Hannity last night or whatever. Like, you're not thinking for yourself, bro. You're a fucking programmed sheep. I'm more than happy to have discussions with people, but I ain't going to sit here and listen to fucking bullshit talking points. Erdo's Function said, how old was I when I first knew about Jesus? About 5. It's like, I grew up in the Baptist church. My grandfather was a Sunday school teacher. I read the Bible a couple times, really. I haven't read it in a long time because I became disenchanted. See, Stuart, I don't like illegals. Well, that's very knowledgeable. No, you said you had a lot of knowledge. So where's your knowledge? Let's hear it. You don't even have an argument for why you're the way you are. Jimmy says diesel is very low in the evaporation scale. It will be the first to run out. Right. Dude, you can't even spell. Why don't you use that vast knowledge of yours to learn how to fucking speak English? I'm just kidding. It's easy to make a typo. I'm just fucking with you. Erdo the Section says, how old were you when you first declined him? Third grade, maybe? When I decided, no. I was hard into it. You gotta understand. from 5 till about, I don't know how old you are when you're in third or fourth. What do you mean you're correct? The hell are you talking about? You're one of these people who's going to, it's like the Supreme Court, who said that racism doesn't exist, even though the whole South is running to draw black people out of their fucking maps. Jimmy says that fake Republican don't know anything about the evaporation process. He don't know much about anything. I said, all he's doing is spewing fucking Sean Hannity and Jesse Waters fucking scripts. He doesn't have a real idea in his fucking brain about anything. These people are programmed drones. It's like I told you before, Jimmy. As I said, there's about 10% of us on this planet who are highly evolved, intelligent human beings. The rest are hairless monkeys, easily manipulated, easily brainwashed. That's why all these things exist. The right-wing brainwash machine, Fox News, OAN, Newsmax. That's why religions exist, not just Christianity, all fucking religions. It's a brain fuck. They're selling you, it's like snake oil, they're selling you the idea that there'll be something better than this. But if you do what we say, everything's about control. And like I said, these institutions are failing us because they're no longer relevant in the fucking modern world. That's one thing that Bill Hicks said that was 100% accurate. We're supposed to evolve. No, you're in the 10. Oh my God. See, look. Stewart said, the other reason Biden's auto pen pardon Fauci. Alex Jones is getting bored in his unemployment. He's fucking showing up here. Again, you haven't said one original fucking thought. Not one. Not one single one. You know why Biden pardoned all these people? Because he knew that Trump was going to do what he's doing right now, which is come after everyone he doesn't like. That's why. King's Gamer says, and Trump still says he's got to blockade the Iran's fuel trade. Yeah, exactly. Yes, he's not even using like yesterday's script. He's like 5-6 years back. He must have just stopped ingesting information at some point. He's going, well, I got enough. Now I should go out trolling. He's like a troll from like the Oregon Trail. It's like he got lost in the woods for a long time, and he came out. He was just spewing a bunch of stuff from 1901. Did he? We've already discussed this on this show a bunch of times. I don't think that anyone knew what to do. See, you're mistaking confusion and not knowing what to do with conspiracies for whatever reason. Please explain to me, Mr. Conspiracy, why you would conspire to shut down the entire world economy. Please explain. What were they after? It's about to happen again. You know this, right? The hantavirus. What are you talking about, Stuart? You have a short memory. No, I don't have a short memory. I'm telling you. No, now you're gonna tell me it really came from China. It's lab grown, mate. 2000. It says 2004. Like that's where he's living. Apparently, that's like. He has all this vast knowledge that he hasn't said one fucking thing that's worth the shit. He's not gonna answer the question. He's a fucking idiot. And again, I'm not fucking. You're free to believe whatever you want, but I'm just telling you that your beliefs are bullshit. You have not a critical thinking skill in your fucking brain. You lost your fucking mind because you thought Hunter Biden made $50,000, but you're sitting around not saying a goddamn thing when Trump fucking sons get $15 million fucking government contract for a drone company while his father's running a war. Because you're disingenuous shitbags, all of you. He's not going to answer that. And not everyone's a scientist, Jimmy. That's really a trick question. Like, I'm a pretty smart guy. I probably can answer that. I'm not a physicist. We're not all physicists. It's like when people say they know more about history than Daniele. It's like, no, Daniele Bolelli's a history professor. It's like he's been studying history his entire life. It's like some guy like Stewart would be like, I know more about this than you. Some guy, I swear to God, came on my comment thread or left a comment on YouTube, said he had T-shirts. I'm not saying he's a good guy, Stewart. See, again, you're too stupid to even get the fucking point. The point is, you ain't got shit to say. It was Trump's sons doing way more corrupt shit than Hunter Biden ever did. Smoking crack and fucking whores, that's just what some... what does that have to do with you? What do you care if he smokes crack and fucks whores? Every president's got it fucked up. You don't remember Billy Carter? He's such an alcoholic, he had his own beer. Probably both, John. King's Gamers says, because Russia, China, India, Japan are trying to build up the previous trade exchange on gold instead of dollar or oil for Asia. Nowhere leads in Europe, but still Trump has a problem. No, we have a serious problem. I've been saying that. The world's not just going to bounce back to normal once Trump is gone. The next president's going to be digging out of a hole, bro. It ain't no one going to trust us no more. And they're already making deals and moving on. You realize that Trump and Haig says they're calling up European countries that have already bought weapons from us and said that these weapons will be delayed indefinitely. Okay, you say, what are they going to do? They're going to go buy weapons from China or somewhere else. They're going to fucking come back to us. You can't make your defense plan with unreliable fucking jerk-off people who don't keep their fucking words. See, because the right wing, all they do is lie. Constantly. To everyone. John says, if I was rich growing up, holy fuck, I would have been out of control. Yeah, like Micah. Stewart says, my dad actually had a 6-pack of Billy beer, 12-ounce cans. Yeah, that's what I say. Remember that? See, we have something in common. John says the next 50 years is going to be cleaning up this shit. Well, yeah, or just finding out that we're alone now. Even the Saudis and people that have befriended Trump are already like putting the fucking stiff arm on him now. You know, Saudis pulled all their money out of Live Golf. You know that? It was a direct protest to Trump because they could afford it. Kenny Skamer says, but still you have to think about the crude oil abundance on Middle Asia everywhere, including in hostile countries. So you have to find an alternative. Well, they do. The United States produces more oil than any country. That's what I was getting ready to tell you is because of this rush, right? Oil companies in this country are so in a rush to fill because they have to keep the price down. And the only way to keep the price down is to keep flooding the market with as much oil as they can get out there, right? So they turn all the pumps up to maximum. Well, in the meantime, there's natural gas as well, but it takes a lot of money, or it takes a lot of time and money to get the natural gas. And so instead of selling the natural gas, they're paying people to take it off their hands. And they're just shooting it into the air, which is bad for the environment. But no one cares because Trump took away all the regulations. So now it's a free-for-all. So they're spewing fucking natural gas right into the atmosphere, where at the same time, like I said, climate change is upon us, and more natural weather disasters than ever before. And we're just fucking spewing shit out into the gas so they can make some money right now. It's a very short-sighted fucking way to live. And like I said, I don't have any, but your children and your grandchildren are going to have to deal with all this shit. If you're not doing a goddamn thing to do anything about it, then you're just as culpable as the fucking people who are doing it. That's my opinion. But anyway, I've already been here for an hour and 20 minutes. I only do usually 1 hour shows, but you guys have made this interesting, so I wanted to talk longer. But I don't do 3-hour Joe Rogan experiences. But if you just found me today and you stumbled upon this show, like King's Gamers, please like the channel, subscribe to the show. I am here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. If you want to send me a private message, email, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at outlook.com. Once again, I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Did you get you on that Billy Beer, Stewart? I don't believe he's a bot. I believe he's a person. And again, like I said, this is just a spirited debate type show, Stuart. I'm not trying to shit on you, or like I actually appreciate the fact that you hung out here as long as you had. And again, if you like the show, please like the channel, subscribe to the show. And once again, I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. I'm gonna go now. So listen, if you guys go out tonight, please be safe. If you have people that you care about, please tell them you love them. People don't say it enough. And think about it, Stuart, and come back and talk. Thank you, sir. I said come back and talk with me on Saturday. Till then, I'll see you this weekend. Good night.
Guarantee I'd be the first to be standing there bathed in that light. Until that day, I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I do not want to pick a fight. I feel more